Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and it's time for a mod spotlight for mob grinding utilities. And I want to show off what I've got behind me, which I call the Cube of Death. And it's fun to make, and I'm not saying this is the only way to make this, or this is the best way. I'm just saying this is my way. Anyway, let's go and take a quick look at some of the things in here. I'm going to turn off the fans real quick for obvious reasons. So mob grinding utilities, if we take a look at this, it makes some stuff for getting mobs. And I'm not going to show off everything, but I am going to show off a little bit the mob masher. That's what you use to kill the mobs. I also using mob fans with some of these upgrades on here. I'm also going to be using some of the tanks for moving the stuff around, and ender inhibitor active, that sort of stuff. I also use the GM chicken feed first so I can make the dreadful dirt. Anyway, so let's go show off this thing, and I call it the cube because it is 11 by 11 by 11 cubed. And do you have to build it that size? No, I just did it for symmetry's sake. Do you have to build it out of red concrete and copper? No, I just have so much copper, and I decided to go with the red just to show off the borders here. All right, so what I have in here is a 9 by 9 area of dirt that I turned into dreadful dirt using the chicken feed. And recipes, I'm not going to show off recipes. Anyway, you take the chicken feed, you right click onto a chicken, and it will explode, giving you a rotten egg, which you can then use on grass, dirt, mycelium, or farmland, and it'll turn it into a 5 by 5 of this dreadful dirt. If it's exposed to the sky or sun, it will burn and go away. So you don't want to expose it. Go ahead and have yourself a roof. Anyway, this is the spawning platform, and 9 by 9 is plenty size. Just fine. I built this because symmetrical, but I also wanted to use these fans to move the mobs into the mob grinder. Now you could do the same thing with vector plates or other things, to move things around. There is this entity conveyor from within the mod, but then you don't have the dreadful dirt. So I'm going with this. Anyway, the way I set this up is with 5 fans. We got 4 here. These 2 obviously blow them into the center, and these 2 here blow them towards the mob masher. I also have one way up there, and that is set to blow down. So spiders, anything that's up here will just get pushed straight down and then caught into the rest of these. Now, again, because this is a 5 by 5, this is a 9 by 9 dirt area. These are 2 blocks away, so they're on the 3rd block. Same thing with this. 3rd block in, 3rd block in, 3rd block in. So that's the setup for all of these. And I also have a light in the center. And this I'm just using redstone lamp with a switch at the bottom. That way it's bright enough to block off. You could do lights around the outside if you want to have this spot here available. You could do it. It's up to you. This is just how I'm doing it. Anyway, these side fans are both configured the same way. They're configured with 2 width upgrades and 1 height upgrade. And if I hit show area, you can see they blow in this direction. So they're pushing towards that central grinder. Now I could go with 1 depth less, maybe, but I don't have any of these mob distance upgrades in here. So that's just the vanilla setup. And if we turn this one on over here, you can see how they overlap. They're pushing both right into that, which is exactly what we're looking for. So let's hide these because that's annoying, but that's great for seeing what you need. These here in the back, I have set up slightly differently, 2 and 1, but they also have 3 of the distance ones. So if we show the area, you can see how they push here towards this mob grinder, and then the others will push in there. Anyway, same thing with this one, exact same thing. I won't share the area. And then as far as this guy up here, let's go ahead and click this one. It has 3 wide and 3 tall and 3 deep. And if we show the area here, you can see how it's pushing down, almost to the ground. So anything that spawns in here goes straight down. I would love to have it right centralized, and that would just stop any spiders from climbing walls, because they're too wide, except back here they could. Except these things will blow them off of the walls. Anyway, it would be nice if we didn't have the fans down here. This would be great. This central area is set up for spawners, and I've got one set up here already, and I'm using a redstone receiver to, transmit the power around. It's not required, but I'm just using the mod to do so. So I've come over here. I've got, it's going to be a blaze spawner as soon as I get one. I'm going to mount it there, and using Apotheosis, I'm going to set it up so that it responds to redstone, and that would turn on blazes, because that would be nice. I don't have it yet. I've tried to. Anyway, I went ahead and, using this redstone transmitter, I have these receivers here on all the way around on each of these. And if we jump up to the top, I've got one up here pointing down into each of the fans. So when I flip the switch, it will go ahead and power these on, and then they work. Why the buttons? Because if it's just normal mobs, I would just put a single torch down here, and that would stop the spawn. But because this happens to be a slime chunk, lights don't stop the slimes. So I put down buttons because I had lots of cheap wood and I didn't care. Anyway, so I can sit there and turn the fans on and off, which is a good thing, because if I go in there, because you need to do maintenance or anything like that, upgrade the spawners, so it will throw you right into the grinder, which is not so handy. Oh, speaking of the grinder needs to have a redstone switch, so I have that again, like the light, underneath. And I also have some upgrades in here. So max sharpness for damage, max looting, because yay loot, that's why I'm here, max smite to kill all the undeads, max bane of arthropods because I hate the spiders. Beheading, I'm going to go ahead and get some of those. I just need to build them. Flame, I really don't see the need to cause them fire damage. I don't see the need for it, so that's why. Anyway, this is the killing thing, and it works really well. You can use the tinted glass that comes with the vanilla if you've got amethysts, or you can go ahead and use the tinted glass within the mob grinding utils, which is very useful. I also made from a different mod, Essentials, this tinted ethereal glass that allows me to walk through, but it blocks all the mobs. So that's why I'm doing that there. Anyway, so that's all mob grinding utilities. It does come with the absorption hopper. And if we take a quick look at that and show the area, I pushed it that away and up. So it will only grab items out there. And the way you do that is you just adjust the offsets according to what you need. And it will vacuum up both the experience as well as drops here. And then I told this to go ahead and output items to the sides to my two chests, and then the XP is going down here into this jumbo tank, and jumbo it is very huge. Let me turn that off because we don't care. The thing about a mob farm, you want to kill the mobs as fast as possible. That's why I've got all the upgrades on there. You also want to process their loot as fast as possible, because items and mob entities both cause tick on a server, and you don't want to do that. That's bad. So that's, however you grab them as fast as you can, do so. Now, this comes from mob grinding utilities. That comes from mob grinding utilities. This comes from mob grinding utilities. This little tap, and get some XP. Now I can enchant myself up, or I can level up with a bunch of XP, and then I can go enchant stuff, which is very nice. And I can also stand here on the drain and watch my XP go vanish away into the system here. And that way, if I'm going to fight something big and bad and I think I might lose my levels, it's not a problem. The lights, I have, again, like this is set up down there in the center. Let's go ahead and turn this off. It's going to be very dark in there. You probably won't be able to see much. But the mobs start spawning. Oh, let's turn on the fan. And it just blows them right in there. And they die really fast, which is exactly what we're looking for. There they go. Dead. And then if we look at the drops, they're coming into these chests. And I made these chests because they're really huge inventories. Stop. Anyway, so they have really large inventories, and so that's why I'm grabbing them. So the stuff in here gets pulled out, and it does out of each of these inventory slots 1 per second, it looks like. And that's why I have 2, because it outputted to the 2 sides at twice as fast than 1. And then the XP just drained right into here. Now, how you handle the storage, up to you. I am using these functional storage. The storage drawers, the same thing. I'm also using XNet to control a lot of this stuff, just because I like it a lot. And then I've got the armory cabinet here from functional storage that allows me to grab things that are non-stackable things, armor and other bits in here. This goes ahead and holds that. So that's what I'm using here. And I also have, if we sneak around here, there's the storage controller just out of the way. I also have this little chest here where I can dump stuff, junk and whatnot. If I come into here and say, I don't want any of these, I can come around here. Whatever I put into here gets voided. Oh, let me show you how this works. So if you do not have Sidetrack, if you do not have the disturbed earth or distressing earth, dreadful dirt, I'm so used to calling it cursed earth. If you don't have the dreadful dirt, which spawns the mob in darkness, then you need to be 24 blocks away, which is this spot back here. If I stand here and that's dark, then it will go ahead and spawn mobs. Now, because it's a slime chunk, it spawns slimes, which I get so many slime balls. But that's one way without that dreadful dirt to cause spawns to occur. As soon as you come within 24 blocks, then it stops, because that's Minecraft. Anyway, let's go take a look at the guts underneath that I'm using here. For reasons doing with Minecraft, mob spawns spawn faster the lower down you are and the fewer things above you. Hi there, base. So that's why I have this built over here. There's nothing above it, and this is pretty much as low as I can get it. I could go a few blocks lower, but I wanted to have access underneath. So I'm at -61 standing here, and I can go a little bit further down. This is -64. In fact, this is the bottom slabs of -64. You cannot get any lower. So what I have done, if we crawl back here, this is the block underneath the grinder. And does it have to be gold? No. I just put it there because I've got lots of gold. But I always have this on, so it's active. Down here is the redstone lamp, and I've got the redstone receiver to sit there and turn that on and off. I also have a dread lamp because the bats are annoying. And then I had, but I don't see it here anymore, I had an Enderman stopper, this thing. The Ender inhibitor was back there, and I don't see what happened to it. Anyway, that stops the Enderman from teleporting around. But the other things, so here's the jumbo tank, and then I'm using XNet, and I'm running cables. I've got a connector here. It's got the chest above it and the tank, and a chest above it and the tank. And then I also here's the drain. And then using some Botania, I have the open crate, which allows me to just drop things into the void. And then I've got a floating Solagnolia to stop my magnet from picking stuff up. And then I also have a little lever down here, so this is now active. My magnet won't pick things up, or I can turn that on if I want to have my magnet picking stuff up. I was doing some work down here, and I wanted to make sure I didn't lose stuff into the void. So that's why I did that. Anyway, these cables connect through here. I'm using facade, so we've got the birch planks here. We've got the chest, and we've got the drawer controller, and then it's hard to see underneath here. We've got the XNet controller, we've got that armory cabinet, and then we have the jumbo tank. So let's come back up out of here. I always like having the works hidden away as much as possible. Anyway, so the logic is stuff gets caught, fluid and XP, and well, the XP becomes fluid, and the items get caught into the absorption hopper, and they get sent right and left into these alchemical chests from Project E. Whatever you use, it's fine. And the XP goes down here, and there's there's connectors underneath these that grab these contents, and they are shoving them first into the drawer controller, which goes into all of these items. And then anything that it can't store goes into the armory cabinet. And that's how I'm dealing with the items. And over here, these are just your standard mob drops with, the witch drops and stuff like that. You always want to handle overflow because you never want to back up in any way. So that's why I have void upgrades on all of these. So when I get more than, 512 ender pearls, bye-bye, away they go. And you don't want to have any backups, whether it's XP or items or monsters standing around. Clear them out as fast as possible. These over here are part of the reliquary drops. And as soon as I add the beheading upgrades, then I'm going to get heads too. So I've got more slots to put the heads. And then so many slimes. I'm getting so many slimes. And it works. So at this point, the bare bones is an 11 by 11 allows you to have up to 3 spawners in here. And then anything else you want to spawn, kill them fast, process them, the drops and XP fast, store them so there's no overflow, and you're good. You're really good. And I'm going to go ahead and let this kill a few more. So this has been a quick little spotlight for the mob grinding utilities mod. And I really love it as a way of grinding up the mobs, getting all their yummy drops and XP. Is this the only way to kill mobs? No. This is modded Minecraft. There's lots and lots and lots of options. But this is the way I'm making it. And I like this little setup. I love XNet. It's a great way of moving stuff around. I love drawers, being able to hold all the stuff. There's lots of fun stuff at play here. And this is how I like to set it up. Am I saying you have to do this? No. Do what you want. This is how I do it. And speaking of how I do it, I'm playing right now, if you're wondering, I'm playing on the All the Mods 7 to the Sky mod pack, playing on the FTOG server. And there are a bunch of people on the server right now, and you can too. Information is in the description down below. As long as there's people interested in playing on the server, it will be up and available for people to play. Just jump on, play, have fun, and say howdy. When people stop playing the server, they'll go away, put up a new one. That's how things work. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, having fun with mob grinding utilities. And thanks for watching. Bye.